Hello, WindHunter here again, and I'm here to, finally after 2 months, bring you another commentary. This one between xAragornx and Bubbaloo versus Hirooo and Benforcer. It seems Benforcer will be going Shadow, Hirooo Frost, Aragorn Nature, and Bubbaloo Fire. Which means you actually have all 4 tier 1s represented here. It looks like Hirooo is going to take the top position, while Aragorn's going to take the center with an instant tier 2. We have this mortar built. If it's able to get up, it's going to be quite the pain for Benforcer or Hirooo to even attack. And it looks like Hirooo and Benforcer are both going to stay tier 1 with extra wells against the instant tier 2. I also think it would have been smarter to wait until he had actually built the well to drop that mortar. It would have been done already, and it wouldn't have had the 30-second build time, but instead only the 15. Or 17.5. Oh, it looks like we're also going to see some use of Warden Sigil instead of, I'm guessing, Glacier Shell. So it's much easier to reapply the Sigil every single time you're going down instead of wasting 50 more power on Glacier Shell. And it looks like they are starting to take as many wells, Benforcer, as Benforcer and Hirooo. And it looks like we should see Benforcer Hirooo try to get tier 2 very soon. And now xAragornx has gone up in wells past the other team. It looks like we're going to have some waiting here in order to vie for position. Looks like we're going to see a tier 2 from Bubbaloo, and finally the tier 2 from Hirooo, while Benforcer is still tier 1 at this point. Aragorn takes an offensive well, and looks like he will be fighting Benforcer, while Bubbaloo takes on Hirooo. And now we see Fire Dancers.
Your attention.
It also looks like we'll get to see Warden Sigil in action here. And there we go. Seeing as it's able to absorb up to 1,000 damage and usable while constructing a tower, it's very, very useful, especially in a match like this. Over here, it looks like Aragorn is having some issues breaking past this Nox plus Dread Charger combination. But it looks like Razor Shards have finally won out here. Looks like Benforcer has taken another well, which seems quite risky, especially against Aragorn's tier 2. And if Aragorn starts spamming Razor Shards, I find it hard to believe that he's going to be able to hold this back. Especially when Hirooo is Stonekin, and all he would have would be crowd controls.
An ally requests your attention.
Ooh, some home-soiled Fire Dancers. Had they both been attacking the same well, it looks like it would have been down by now. But the split's also going to put lots of pressure on. They almost get it. Only 2 more hits required. And here we see Benforcer on the offense against Aragorn's Stone Shards. Stone Shards are really an amazing unit, especially to deal 50% more damage against beasts. as well as the other 50% from the M modifier, meaning they destroy things like Nightcrawlers, Scythe Fiends, burrowers. As you can see here, they're also a fantastic M counter without having to fight beasts, as they're being used to take out these fire dancers here. Oh, and here we see a Spirit Hunter. Only one unit left, but nonetheless doing its job, as it can still deal almost full damage this way. Here we finally see the tier 2 from Benforcer. And we're seeing Dark Elf Assassins. It looks like he's going to pull back the Stolen Shard instead of continuing to attack with something like Hurricane. Ooh, that Stone Shard lives with one unit left. I wonder if he'll actually keep it around to heal it at the end, or he'll get rid of it right now. Looks like he's going to keep it. He's building another Sigil in order to try and keep these wells up. This mortar here is being a real pain, especially Hirooo and Benforcer, because of the fact they cannot get to those fire dancers very efficiently. In order to take them down, they're spending constant power on repairing and keeping these shields up. Now, it might not seem like much due to the fact that the wells aren't actually going down, but this can lead to a major advantage for Aragorn and Bubbaloo, even in an environment with even wells. Here we see a third fire dancer. At this point, it looks like Bubbaloo isn't even trying with other units, besides because of the fact he has mortar and lava field. There we see a very good lava field there. Now we're going to see this Phoenix come down. It looks like there will be enough corpses around for it to revive. There we go. And it looks like we could see some offense finally being done here, if Hirooo and Benforcer can get any units out there. Meanwhile, over here, it looks like Aragorn has a massive stone shards, as well as a Lyrish. Lyrish, especially if they're concentrated on a well and just used to heal and you crowd control, or if you have area ice shield and frost, can be very, very annoying to Pure Shadow, as they just can't kill them in time. Sure, they'll get them down, but without the knockback from Pure Shadow, it just isn't happening in a very timely manner. Here we see a tier 3 by Hirooo, where he very smartly puts that Sigil on the orb, keeping it from going down, and no doubt when this happens, he'll switch out. By having the shields here, basically negates the ability to use Scorched Earth without being able to throw tons and tons of power at the orb, even if Bubbaloo did have Scorched. Looks like the Shadow Phoenix will fall and finish everything off. No doubt revives, there we go. Now that we see Embalmers in work, we might actually see some very effective orb destruction here. Phoenixes, even against Frost Splashes, are absolutely phenomenal. Especially when you get them to revive. Even though they have Cobalt and Glacier, you can't keep up with healing 4 things that often. I wouldn't be surprised to see these Phoenixes try to hit here to gain the corpses from the Ashbone, but it looks like they won't. So I doubt even with the Embalmers or revive. He really should have hit here on the rightmost well in order to get them revived. And it looks like this Juggernaut is going to be an issue here due to the fact that he has heals and disenchant, so that Stone Warrior will not come well into effect. Oh. It looks like that orb did not go down. It either probably had a Sigil on it or a Glacier Shell. I personally could not tell at that point. And as you can see, it disenchanted right out of that Glyph of Frost. And now we see a Gregory here by Hirooo. I'm wondering why he summoned it Dazed. Most likely to go to attack down south and avoid this Juggernaut. And it looks like Aragorn could be staying tier 2 for the remainder of this match, making use of Stonekin's very strong tier 2 with things like Aggressor and Razor Shards, and then running support with heals and crowd control. It looks like... Yep. Oh, that heal is just too late in that Gregory. Otherwise it may have beaten that Juggernaut. If you had not noticed, the Gregory actually had waited a significant portion of time before it used its taunt, which really in the end was what lost its battle. As well as the slower life weaving on it. Looks like we're going to see some Phoenix spam here, which very well could take down these wells. Whether or not it actually is able to do anything in the long run, even with all the well destruction, has yet to be seen, especially when they could lose their tier 3 right now to this Juggernaut. Looks like 2 wells were destroyed, and a third one would go down if his aggressor had been hit. But it looks like both these wells and this orb will survive. And this orb is about to go down to this Juggernaut. There it goes, and Hirooo has now lost his tier 3, as well as these 2 wells over here to the Juggernaut. Meaning there's a significant disadvantage at this point. And I would say at this time, it's just clean up. Here we see an Aura of Corruption, something that should have been used far before this to get rid of the Juggernaut. But it looks like instead the Juggernaut will get out. And very smartly the heal is used inside the Aura in order to kill that Stone Warrior.
A power well is under attack.
And now both these Ash Bones will die.
Your forces are under attack. A power well has been...
So Hiroo's about to lose all of his tier 3 units. Looks like Bubbaloo with Sunreaver is able to get another well down here. It looks like due to the Burning Paw he's going to get another, even though his Sunreaver will die. There we go. They're down. It did about 250 damage even at their death, which is why a lot of people have been asking lately that its ability no longer deal damage after its death, because of the fact that it already has something close to 3,000 damage per 20 seconds, making it an all counter. Oh, here we see a Soul Shatter, plus a Nasty on the Sunreaver, get down 1 well, but the aggressor still survives as well as the orb.
A power well is under attack.
And it looks like Hirooo was finally able to use the Stone Warrior's ability on that Juggernaut. No doubt because Bubbaloo was occupied over here to the left. Now it looks like we're going to see a Sandstorm. But, oh, there it goes, down with the orb. But it doesn't look like Hiroo's going to be able to take advantage of this due to the fact that his units are getting bounced around. He really needs just a simple oink here, and he'd be able to get this well down, as well as maybe the aggressors with focus fire quickly. Even a cold snap. Oh, here we're going to see a Soul Shatter. The aggressor still survives even though the well goes down. And the well at this point is quite meaningless based on how much power disadvantage they're at and how many wells they had been behind for so long. Here we see Aragorn go tier 2 again after he just lost it up north. And there's some Cultist Master usage and a smart Soul Shatter by Benforcer taking out both those Sunreavers. But as you can see, Benforcer only has this much power. Well, Bubbaloo's going to be able to spam a bunch of units due to the fact he has over 1,000 Void, which is not matched with either of his opponents. I wouldn't be surprised if Aragorn has tier 3, he uses it now. Except it looks like he might have too much power bound in units, as he now has 450, he just had 600. Bound in nothing but aggressors. And over here to the right, this well will go down quite easily to the Juggernaut. It looks like, unless Benforcer and Hirooo can turn this around very quickly, the game is over. Or if somehow Bubbaloo runs out of charges, which it looks like he he should be very close to, actually, based on how many Sun Reavers he's used, and he should be out of Juggernaut charges when this one dies. Oh. Looks like they weren't paying attention, and this orb goes down up top. And not going to be able to get it back. So Hirooo immediately goes tier 2 again up here. But without that tier 3, he's not going to be able to stop this Juggernaut, and this match looks like it's over. Sword of Corruption takes out the Sun Reaver and Burrow down south. But it's only going to be a stalling tactic until they get attacked again. These Night Crawlers have been largely ineffective over here due to Roots, Oink, and Lava Field. Oh, and here we see a Juggernaut summon just too quickly, about half a second, making it dazed. Otherwise, this Orb Cluster would probably already be dead. Here you see what I mean. None of these Night Crawlers can actually move out of this, meaning they'll all die quite quickly. Looks like this Juggernaut might go down from this Soul Shatter. Oh, and it's killed by the Orb. But either way, Benforcer cannot really fight out of his hole here. And all of his Cultist Masters here are quite easily contained. There we see one of the aggressors finally go down. It looks like these walls are now in trouble, and Hirooo most likely does not have the power to defend.
Your forces are under attack. A power well is under attack.
And here it looks like Benforcer is about to lose this. Or maybe not. See Soul Shatter here. Oh. Looks like all he needed was a Cultist Master to turn that around. And that wall down here has already gone down. And Hirooo was able to defend his last wall. At this point it looks like Bubbaloo was very out of charge, that he started to spam Enforcers. Looks like he was able to get one Sun Reaver. And Aragorn, with two aggressors still, has completely contained Benforcer in this corner, like he has for most of the match. And here we see that Soul Shatter negated by a Surge of Light on both, just keeping that Sun Reaver alive. Oh, a Corpse Explosion right afterwards gets the Rally Banner and the Sun Reaver. He really should use it again if he has the power, but it looks like he just didn't have the time. And based on that, I will very much doubt that even with all these Burrowers, that Hirooo will get this Orb position back. There we see a will go down over here to the Sun Reaver. And it seems that Benforcer could be out of Cultist Masters at this point, as he has fallen back on the Shadow Mages and Shadow Phoenixes. Ooh, that Shadow Phoenix is just not able to drop as it was about to start its animation. And there we see Hiroooo's well go down up here to his Burrowers. And like I said, these Burrowers would not be able to reclaim this position. And it looks like instead he's going to run away with them. Even though he has Glacier Shell on this, very good nasty there, as well as the fact that it took out the Skyfire. It also was able to revive the Phoenix. It looks like that Phoenix will not be of very much use as it gets bounced around by this aggressor here. And here we finally see Aragorn go tier 3.
A power well has been destroyed.
Oh! And a double Corpse Explosion finally gets this Orb position back, and Hirooo is able to go tier 2 as the Juggernaut just hadn't taken him out. Benforcer is just left, realizing there's no way they could win, and game over. The real reason for the win seems to have been the mortar very early on, and the fact that the constant repairs and shields by Hirooo and Benforcer really drained their power and let Bubbaloo take a quicker tier 3, at which point they could not stop the Juggernaut with their tier 2, or even with their tier 3, as the Ash Bones and Stone Warrior combo seemed to be quite ineffective against a Juggernaut with green disenchant. Had Bubbaloo brought purple disenchant instead, no doubt his Juggernauts would not have been such a pain, as it would have been easily brought down with Cold Snap or Gilf of Frost, as well as the Stone Warrior's special ability. Besides that, Benforcer's Tier 3 was not able to get past Aragorn's Tier 2 of mostly Aggressors and Roots. It seems that the Cultist Masters, while nice if he were running something like Furnace the Flesh, which I was kind of surprised he wasn't with all the use that he had of those, or if he were trying to use them in conjunction with the Phoenixes, it would have been very good for a cluster attack. But due to the fact that he was stuck all the way to the left, he was not able to get into the center where the majority of the fighting was actually going on. And the single well of Aragorn was not a large enough target for Phoenix bombing, because of the fact that a single well can actually be kept up much better than 4 wells in such Phoenix attacks. Had things like that changed, had they been able to bring the mortar down earlier, forcing Bubbaloo to defend with more units than just the mortar and lava field for all his fire dancers, Hirooo Benforcer might have been able to pull it out. But otherwise, good game. Thanks for watching.